What's up, guys? Jay the Bass Nerd here with another figure review. It has been a while since I posted a video, but I just got this guy today. This is Leonardo from Playmates Classic Collection in the TMNT Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze movie from back in 91. I remember watching that when I was a kid and absolutely loving it. So let's go and take a look at Leo here. And I gotta say, for the price point on these guys, I'm really impressed. I mean, the paint job could be a little bit better, and there are a couple of points of the articulation that are somewhat annoying, but you get so much with these guys. And as you can see, he's standing there. He is not supported by anything. I have moved around a bit, and to get him to stay like that actually took a little bit. I mean, I had him posed really crazy like earlier, and that almost seemed to loosen up some of the joints. There we go. But really cool. I do like the colors. I think they could have brought out some of the deco a little bit more with some shading. They look good. Has his katanas, and we'll go over the accessories here in a moment. But all in all, I mean, not a bad figure. I mean, I do definitely like it. And again, approximately $20. This is a Walmart exclusive, by the way. I'm going to be getting the whole line. I'm excited. I'm going to get the whole line. So let's take a look at Leo here. Go and kind of get him standing up straight. Ish. See if we can do this. Okay. So the head's on a ball joint. Oh, pops off pretty easy. He doesn't look too far up. He looks down a fair bit. Side to side. Get a tiny bit of neck pivot in there. Get him to kind of... Shoulders are on a peg and socket. Looks like it comes up. Hold on. Get the arms actually pretty far up. You got to kind of rotate them to get those sockets, those joints lined up. And yeah, you can do that. As you saw, he's got bicep swivel up here, a double jointed elbow, which goes in a little bit more than 90 degrees. The wrist swivels. It does hinge just a tiny bit. It's hindered by this a little bit. And then we have finger articulation on each one of these. The thumb rotates as well as goes up and down. And then these fingers just go in and out. We have a diaphragm joint up here kind of behind the belt. The upper torso and the shell are all one piece. So you can it's limited by the belt of it, but you can kind of rock it around side to side a bit. The legs they kick forward about like that. Then go out a little bit further. You can't do the splits, but you can come out pretty far. You've got an upper thigh swivel, a double jointed knee, which bends fairly well. Pardon me. The ankles move forward and back. They do rotate. There is no pivot in there. And then you have an articulation on each of the toes, which seems kind of silly. I mean, however, there are times where because he doesn't have that an ankle pivot, you can kind of like angle the toes with one another and get him to stand pretty well. So there's the figure. Let's go and take a closer look at some of the accessories. So I'll set him off to the side. He comes with 4 heads, pardon me. I meant to say the one that he comes with. So we look up here. Let my camera focus. You're not focusing. Why you no focus? So I like this one a lot. It's very kind of stoic, straight face. There we go. The eyes are painted black. I might actually do a repaint on these guys. I've been thinking about that since I first saw them, like the images. And popping the heads off are easy. You actually saw I did that earlier. They've got kind of like this grinny, get on that, smiley face. His eyes are rather crooked on this one. Yeah, he's looking at me and behind me at the same time. And then the teeth paint actually didn't make it all the way through. So I was thinking about repainting these guys. The sculpts are great. I really like them. Um, I just think this one is also just as bad. This actually came. Oh wow, that was not. I've not put this one on yet. Get on there. He's missing his front tooth right there. Nah, it just wasn't painted. Again, the eyes are off. I'm gonna be honest. Um, yeah, those eyes were off just a tad bit. Should be easy enough to correct, but you know, with everything we're getting for a $20 figure, again, I'm gonna keep repeating myself on that. And then we've got this one here, which kind of looks like the bandana might be off a little bit. My understanding is you can actually separate this, so that might be correctable. The eyes are a little bit more aligned. There are the four heads. All in all, I mean, again, I'm making fun of the eyes and everything, and those are some of the eyes are really derpy, but this one can actually look up a little bit more. Look at that; it's kind of cool. Um, but really, to be honest, I mean, it's a $20 figure. On the back, the scabbard for his katana are a separate piece. It does unplug from his shell there, so we're going to set him down. And he does have his two katana. These came out of the package really warped. I actually heated them up, and ironically, I heated them up using just hot water. And as soon as they started to soften up, they actually pretty well straightened on their own. So they were molded straight, but they were definitely bent in the packaging. And they're fairly straight now. They're not perfect, but they are definitely a whole lot better than what they were. And a little bit of a sheen on there. Brown handle, not overly detailed. Kind of looks like it's wrapped. And then one of them, yeah, you definitely get some paint splotchage right around there. So there's his swords. He also comes with 4 of the shuriken. I'm just showing you 2. Pretty nifty. Kind of a flat gray ish color. They're actually showing up a little more shiny than what they are in person. Again, I'm thinking about repainting some of these. I mean, these would be spectacular with a decent paint job. And then he does have the Ooze canisters, which I thought was really cool. TGRI. Oh, you can see it got a little oozy green in there. And then there's a broken one, which that is offset. The G's kind of cut in half there. But that's still a really cool accessory. Have the ooze spewing out. So yeah, he doesn't. Getting in the hold of swords is kind of frustrating. I'm going to be honest. In fact, if I do a repaint on these, I'm thinking about shaving these handles down a little bit. I mean, I think they're actually almost too big. I have found that him gripping them there is perhaps one of the best ways. If I go up too high, then they get knocked out really easily. Um, and he's actually holding onto it fairly well. But if I were to hold the hand and move it at all, I mean, yeah, it pops out. So, and I honestly think it's if these were handles, um, were just a tiny bit thinner, he might actually get a better grip on them. And both hands are kind of like that. I've got his arm all backwards and bent up back there. You know, they just it almost makes you. I mean, the finger articulation is cool, but the frustration of getting him to hold onto these things is, well, frustrating. It seemed a little redundant, but I mean, you can definitely do it. I found it's best if you can get him. I mean, he's got like this little cut on the hand, but again, it just doesn't help all that much. But if you can kind of get him to hold on to it and then push the thumb in, and that does look actually kind of weird. It almost feels like the thumb is back too far, but what you gonna do? I mean, if I had paid twice as much for this figure, I might be a little more critical of it. But as is, I'm going to be getting the whole set. I'm really stoked for them. Some of them might require a little bit of a modification, but again, you get a lot for what you pay for on these things. And he's actually holding it. He's holding it okay. It's just a second that something moves, it comes loose. So yeah, guys, that is the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze Leonardo. I will continue reviewing the rest of the figures as I get them. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you.